Mistakes happen all the time in TV shows, and Peppa Pig is no exception. There are quite a few amusing slip-ups, especially in the episode Captain Daddy Pig, which follows the fun family boating trip. Right from the beginning, things get funny. When the boat first starts sailing, something strange happens. At first, there's nothing on the metal pole of the boat, just a bare pole. But then, out of nowhere, a bell magically appears. It's as if it just popped into existence without anyone noticing. It's quite the mystery how it got there in the blink of an eye. That's not the only funny moment. During the trip, the family sets up a lovely picnic blanket filled with delicious food. George and Peppa start feeding the ducks some bread, which seems perfectly normal, right? But then, when the camera zooms out, all the food on the picnic blanket disappears. Now, we know that Daddy Pig loves food, but surely he couldn't have eaten all of it in just a few seconds. It's almost like the food vanished into thin air, leaving nothing behind. But the fun doesn't stop there. There's another silly mistake when Peppa and George run toward Mummy Pig. At first, George is in the lead, running as fast as his little legs can carry him. But in the very next shot, Peppa is suddenly ahead of him. It's as though Peppa somehow managed to zoom past him in an instant. How did that happen? And as if these little goofs weren't enough, there's one final oddity at the end of the adventure. When the family returns from the boat trip, Grandma Pig and Grandpa Pig are waiting for them. If you look closely at the back of the boat, you'll notice something curious. At first, there's nothing at the end of the boat. But then, just like magic, a piece of metal appears. It's as if the boat has suddenly gained a new feature out of nowhere. Now, let's talk about another funny mistake from the episode Lost Keys. The story starts with Peppa's family taking a trip to a scenic mountain spot. Everything is going smoothly until Daddy Pig does something clumsy. He loses the car keys. And guess where they end up? Right down a drain. Oh no, poor Daddy Pig is beside himself with worry. But the family quickly hatches a plan to retrieve the keys. Daddy Pig decides to buy a fishing rod from Mrs. Rabbit to try and fish them out. It seems like a great idea, right? But when Daddy Pig drops the line into the drain, it turns out the fishing rod isn't long enough to reach the keys. Oh dear. Then comes the funny part. Mrs. Rabbit decides to toss a stone down the drain to see how deep it is. When the stone hits the bottom, there's a loud splash. It's clear that there's water down there. But later in the episode, when Mr. Bull arrives with his giant crane to pull the keys out, something strange happens. When he retrieves the keys, there's no water at the bottom of the drain anymore. It's such a strange mistake. Earlier, the stone made a big splash, but now the drain is completely dry. There's another small mistake tucked away in the episode, School Project. And it's a tricky one to spot unless you're really paying attention. It happens when Mummy Pig answers the phone. The buttons on the phone are all different colors at first. The top button is orange, the second one is yellow, and the third is a light gray. But here's where it gets strange. When Mummy Pig passes the phone to Peppa, the buttons somehow change their colors. The orange and light gray buttons mysteriously swap places, and suddenly there's a blue button where there wasn't one before. It's almost like the phone decided to play a little trick on us viewers, changing its appearance from one moment to the next. And now for another fun mistake, this one coming from the episode Edmund Elephant's birthday. Peppa, George, and all their friends are gathered to celebrate Edmund's special day. It's a really fun episode, filled with lots of games and laughter. One of the first games they play is musical statues. Peppa takes charge and explains the rules to everyone. When the music is playing, everyone must dance, and as soon as the music stops, they need to freeze like statues. And little by little, players get eliminated until only one remains. In the end, one of the zebra twins manages to stay perfectly still and wins the game. She even receives a shiny gold medal for her victory, which makes the moment extra special. But here's where things get a little funny. After they finish playing musical statues, the group moves on to another classic party game, Pass the Parcel. Now, during this game, the zebra twin who won musical statues is sitting right next to George, proudly wearing her gold medal. Everything seems perfectly normal until suddenly there's a noticeable change. At one point during the game, the twin sitting next to George is no longer wearing the medal. It's like the medal simply vanished. It looks like the animators may have accidentally mixed up the two zebra twins. Well, that's all for now. We'll be back with more funny discoveries and silly animation mistakes in the next video. Thanks for watching.